Buying a house, especially it's your own home, it's one of the most important and happy experience. But it might become overwhelming and exhausting unless you know the process well, especially if you are a first-time home buyer. My name is Alky Wong and I'm a mortgage broker based in Montreal, Canada. And in this video, I will simplify the entire process of buying a property in 8 simple steps. Any relevant resources I found while researching, I will link below. The video is tailored for the buyers in Quebec, but 90% of these steps applies for the whole of Canada. Specifically on those differences, there's an excellent article from Montreal Gazette and a great interview of Griffin, both of which I will link below. But yeah, I have not seen any good content in a simple, understandable format on this topic for regular people with no connection to the real estate industry. So, I think the video will be super helpful for first-time home buyer. For experienced buyer, feel free to skip to the specific section you would like to deep dive into. This is not just theory. I share the practical tips on what to do, when, and how based on my learnings from helping my clients through the journey. To get a pre-approval for your loan from a lender, talk to a mortgage broker explaining your financial situation and the type of house that you're looking for. They will assess your profile and tell you if you will qualify for a mortgage. If yes, how much? Taking such a big mortgage might stress your financial situation too much. A good mortgage broker will also guide you on how much you should apply for, keeping a safety net so that you can manage if an unforeseeable situation happens. Also, I get asked this question a lot. If I want to buy a house, should I just go to my bank or consult a mortgage broker? You should always go to a mortgage broker that works not with just one bank, but several banks. Imagine you need to buy a car. Would you shop around with different brands, or would you just simply go to Toyota and order the only mid-size SUV they have? It's absolutely fine if you eventually decided to go with a RAV4, but you should at least check out what Honda, Ford, and Volkswagen has to offer as well. Most mortgage brokerages work with multiple banks and other financial institutions, which means they can help you find the best mortgage rate and terms based on your profile. That might be from your own bank, but often that is not. Either way, you have nothing to lose here, because be it your own bank's mortgage team or an independent mortgage brokerage that works with different lenders, you don't pay the commission to them when you buy a residential property. The bank does. So, for you, there are more options with a mortgage brokerage at no extra cost. It's a no-brainer. So once your mortgage broker has analyzed your file and explained to you how much loan you will qualify for, you need to decide how much do you want to apply for, and they will help you get a pre-approval letter from the lenders. What should you do or rather not do just before applying for your mortgage? Find the link to our video in the description below. So the pre-approval letter will state 4 key pieces of info: purchase amount, how much will the bank loan you, interest rate that you lock in, and the date till which this letter is valid. It's very important to understand, yes, you can lock an interest rate for up to 6 months, which means if the interest rate increases within these 6 months, you can still get the loan with the interest rate that you locked in. Tons of clients took advantage of this rule post-COVID. When the interest rate started climbing rapidly, they locked in at around 1.5 or 2%, and by the time they found a good house, the rate has gone up to 4 or even 4.5%. But they were still able to get the lock-in rate of 2% at the time when the other buyers were struggling. Smartest things that you can do. If there's one key takeaway from this video, let this be it. As soon as you decided to buy or refinance your house, ask your mortgage broker to lock in your interest rate and get a pre-approval letter. If you don't find your dream house within the next 6 months, it's fine. You can request for another pre-approval. If the interest rate comes down since you have locked, it's still fine. You can ask your mortgage broker to get your better rate as per the market at that time. This is one of those things that you can do where there's no downside, but there's a possible big upside. A lot of financial experts are saying that rates are coming down in Q2 and Q3, but nobody actually knows. What if the inflation number don't come down as expected? What if the situation in Middle East escalates and oil prices skyrocket? CNBC in the US or our CBC News here in Canada keeps bringing these macroeconomists from different banks for opinions on rates, and all of them keep saying roughly the same thing. It's so funny because anybody that has worked in an investment bank will tell you that these economists almost always predict things in financial market after they have happened. Even the traders within this investment bank never take their predictions seriously. But you know who does? Journalists. So yes, get the pre-approval letter. It will also help when you make an offer. Sellers also like this certainty. They prefer serious buyers who already have arranged for financing. Keep in mind though, that getting a pre-approval does not guarantee your approval for the final mortgage. At the time of purchase, the property still has to be evaluated to ensure the conditions and price are acceptable to your bank. You still need to retain the job showing which you got the pre-approval or be in a similar industry with a better job. After knowing your borrowing capacity, you can start searching for your dream home. Keep in mind that there would be some additional closing costs like the inspection fee, legal fee, tax adjustments, for which you will have to reserve some additional cash. So all in all, the amount of cash in bank you need will be the down payment amount, plus closing costs, plus some buffer money. Let it be at least 3 months of your monthly expense. And I strongly recommend all my clients to keep this safety money. Looking for your dream house? First, create a list of requirements that contains the must-have and good-to-have. For example, the location, the type of properties, the stuff nearby, and you can start looking for listings online. After you choose the house that you like, reach out to your realtor to ask for a visit. Make sure that you visit the house before you make the decision and make sure that this house is within your budget. It's very normal that this process takes a lot of time. You have to be patient and you will eventually find your dream house. Everybody does. Once you find a property that you like, work with your realtor to draft a formal offer to purchase. In the purchase agreement, there's a lot of details, but mainly there's 4 main things. First is the purchase amount. Second is the down payment amount. Third is the conditions. Fourth is the closing date. Make sure that your purchase agreement is subject to conditions. First is the inspection result is satisfactory, and the second that you actually receive your final mortgage approval. There might be a few back and forth price negotiation between you and the sellers, and it's absolutely normal. For some reason, if your offer got rejected, don't worry because for the first few offers, it's most likely will get rejected. Just be patient, go back to the last step and search for a new property. Patience is the key here. Don't jump steps, follow the process. After a few years, you will thank yourself for that. Some realtors may ask you to put an unconditional offer because it's seller's market. But there's a lot of house in this country and it's okay that you don't get your dream home at the first attempt. But it's not okay to put your lifetime saving in a huge bank loan on a house with fundamental defect which can be easily detected by a licensed inspector. The best realtors that I have worked with will never pressurize their clients. Rather, they will prefer their clients to have a peace of mind with the purchase. Hire a qualified home inspector to assess the property's condition. This will help you make an informed decision about the home's existing or potential problems and the estimated repair cost before finalizing the purchase. You will receive a detailed inspection report explaining all the issues and repairs needed. At this stage, you can still back out of the deal if you find some foundational defects, which might cause a lot of trouble in the future. In typical cases, however, you will find issues that are not fatal but can be repaired. If the repair costs are huge, you can negotiate some reduction in price of the property with the seller by showing them the inspection report. Some buyers try to play over smart and use the inspection report to bring down the price dramatically. Don't do that. I've seen cases where the seller got so disgusted with the behavior that they completely canceled the deal. Once you have made the offer and it has been accepted, request your mortgage broker to finalize the detail of your mortgage. If the rates now are lower than the time that you have secured the pre-approval, ask your broker to help you get a better rate. You can still change the bank and go to another lender if they offer a better rate. Remember, when you are taking a mortgage to buy a home, you are the client, and you are choosing a financial product from the bank. The bank is not doing you a favor by loaning you the money. They give you the loan because they see a high probability of making a profit in this deal. It's always your right to shop for a better mortgage that is a better financial product. When you go for the final approval, additional documents that will be needed, such as the listing details, the signed purchase agreement, proof that the down payment has been in your bank account for 3 months, and etc. Your lender will conduct a credit check and assess your eligibility on the loan again at this time. They will also conduct an appraisal of the property to make sure the appraised value is somehow in line with the purchase price. Once all that is done and the bank approves your loan, you will have a few last details to confirm with the bank. For example, first, the term of your mortgage. Second, the amortization period. I always advise my client to go with a fixed rate and don't take the gamble with the variable rates. Third, if you want to buy additional insurance so that the mortgage is paid off in case you have an accident or a disease or even death. Find a lawyer or notary if you're in Quebec, experienced in real estate transactions. They will review and finalize all the legal documents to ensure a smooth transfer of ownership. They will prepare and arrange the signing of the sale deeds and mortgage agreements, register the notarized document with the land registry, and transfer the funds. From this stage, you have nothing much to do. Basically, the process will move forward in autopilot. All you need to do is connect your realtor, your mortgage broker, and your notary so that they can share and exchange all the necessary documents. Your lender will send a bunch of documents called the mortgage instructions to your notary or lawyer to make sure the home purchase completes smoothly at least 1 week before the closing date. You usually get to meet your notary twice. First, for the signing of your mortgage agreement. Second is the signing of your sale deed in the presence of the sellers. Also, the proof of fire insurance is also needed on the signing date. Typically, this is also the occasion when all the property tax, school tax, and other things that is prepaid by the seller for the whole year will be adjusted. And lastly, and most importantly, the buyer and the seller will sign the sale deed, and the title of the property will be officially transferred to the buyer from this day. Typically, you should get the keys to your new house on this day. And that's how we buy a property in Quebec, Canada. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing my channel. It's still early days for me in YouTube, but I'm trying to create the best possible content by spending awful lot of time in researching. If you have any questions, you can reach me by email mentioned in the description below.